Spain has something Britain lost. A few years ago, if someone told you they were moving to Spain, most people would have assumed the same thing. Retirement, sunshine, a slower life by the sea. But today, something has changed. More and more people aren't looking at Spain as a holiday destination. They're looking at it as a possible escape route. And that raises a difficult question. What does Spain have that Britain seems to have lost? At first glance, the answer seems obvious. The weather. It's easy to look at blue skies, outdoor cafes, and Mediterranean beaches and assume that's the attraction. But if sunshine was all that mattered, nobody would be uprooting their lives, selling homes, leaving family behind, and starting over in a different country. The truth runs much deeper. For many people, Spain represents something that feels increasingly rare in modern Britain: a sense of balance. Walk through many Spanish towns and cities, and you'll notice something immediately. People seem to have time to sit and talk, time to enjoy a meal, time to be with family, time to simply exist without feeling like every second must be productive. Life feels less rushed, less frantic, less like a never-ending race. Now compare that to how many people describe life in Britain today. Stressful, expensive, exhausting. For millions of people, it feels like life has become a constant battle against rising costs. The rent goes up, the mortgage goes up, the food bill goes up, the energy bill goes up. Yet wages often feel like they're standing still. People are working harder than ever, but many feel they're getting less in return. And nowhere is that feeling more obvious than in housing. For younger generations especially, the dream of owning a home feels increasingly distant. Saving a deposit can take years. Rent can swallow huge portions of monthly income. Even those who own homes are feeling the pressure of rising costs and uncertainty. It's no surprise that many have started looking elsewhere, and Spain keeps appearing on the radar. Not because it's perfect, far from it. Spain has its own challenges. Youth unemployment remains a concern in some regions. Bureaucracy can be frustrating. Wages are often lower than in Britain. But here's what makes the comparison interesting. People aren't comparing Spain to an ideal version of Britain. They're comparing it to the reality they experience every day. And for some, that reality no longer feels particularly attractive. When they look at Spain, they see affordable restaurants where eating out doesn't feel like a luxury. They see town squares filled with life. They see communities that still feel connected. They see people spending evenings outdoors rather than sitting inside worrying about the next bill. Most importantly, they see a lifestyle. Because deep down, most people aren't chasing money. They're chasing quality of life. They're asking themselves a simple question. What's the point of earning more if you're constantly stressed, constantly rushing, and constantly worrying? What good is a bigger salary if it disappears the moment it hits your bank account? This is why conversations about leaving Britain have become so common. It's not just about Spain. It's about what Spain represents. The possibility that life could be different. The possibility that work doesn't have to dominate everything. The possibility that there might be a better balance between making a living and actually living. Of course, moving abroad isn't a magic solution. Every country has problems. Every place has trade-offs. Some people move to Spain and love it. Others discover it wasn't what they expected. But the fact that so many Britons are even asking the question says something important. People are searching for something. And perhaps what they're really searching for isn't sunshine, beaches, or cheaper beer. Perhaps they're searching for a way of life that feels more human. A way of life where success isn't measured purely by how hard you work, how much you earn, or how much you own. A way of life where there is still room for family, friendships, community, and simple pleasures. Maybe Spain hasn't changed very much at all. Maybe Britain has. And perhaps that's why more and more people are looking south and wondering whether Spain still holds something that Britain once had, but slowly allowed to slip away.